onto this call tonight. So first of all, I know that you're a family man, so I really appreciate you taking the time out of this time. For us, this is a good time. Is this a good time for you to do stuff?
Yep.
Kids are already in bed.
On this night, it is a good night, yeah.
So we really just wanted to jump on, say hi, and fill you in on a little bit of something that we have decided to add into the Business League model, because we reckon that it's going to add massive value to people involved and also to the community too, as we get it going and the inner circle starts working for everyone.
Yeah, so this is we're continually evolving, refining and improving what we do. We think we've got a pretty good formula, and we think we've got amazing speakers and amazing value in there. But one of the things we've recognised is the Business League power and the value is really in the community and the fellow members. And we're now up at about the 90 mark. So those members are critical to the power of the Business League getting even bigger and better for 2018. And it's that the more you give, the more you receive, and how the members can do that on a higher, bigger level and play better.
So my question on Thursday to the guys on that call were, what got you interested to come enough to get on the call in the first place?
This call?
Yeah, apart from the compelling copy, which is what one person said, and we'll take that one.
Oh, I like you guys. Well, I don't know who's behind it, but your marketing is really good. The follow-ups and it was enough that it captured me I didn't read it the first time. And then I guess the second time, I think you've sent 2 follow-ups since then.
We keep poking.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's the same stuff I do. You've got to, it's good. So that was the third time I think that it got me. And just reading it, look, I enjoy, I'm already doing stuff like that. I enjoy giving back to the community. I enjoy being I enjoy leadership stuff. That's one of my favourite things to do, is to lead groups, lead teams. And so I guess some of the wording around that, intrigued me to find out a bit more what it is. And that's cool. Pretty much it.
Awesome. And that's really good to know, because that's really what we're looking for, Jay. We're just looking for, Ed and I recognise that we have gotten to this far and we will continue growing and evolving. But we recognise that the two of us alone aren't enough, and we need a bunch of other, absolute go-getters in the group who are happy to mentor, foster, and just have our back, and while we have yours. And that's really what we wanted to do here.
Yeah, and be leaders inside the community. And so we've invited 10 to 15 of those sort of what we call A players, those people that are have been with us for a while, are giving, and whilst you and Phil are new, we thought you'd be a great addition, and particularly with our conversations around partnership and that sort of stuff. And as a result, we've brought together this concept of the inner circle, and it's a platform that we want to create to see how we can support you more and how we can make the Business League give bigger and better results across the board to everyone. So it's bringing together great supporters of the Business League to give you more support and support you more throughout the community.
Yeah. So how's that sound at this stage?
Yeah, it's vague, but
like any good marketing.
The idea is good. Yeah.
So let's make it a little bit less vague and talk about some of the things we're hoping that this inner circle can be part of. The first is what Ed calls adopt a newbie. I still haven't come up with
I should probably explain adopt a newbie.
I still haven't come up with a better name.
So a newbie in the army is anybody that's new, and they're called a newbie until they sort of have runs on the board, have proven their worth, are there. And I think coming into any community, you're a newbie. Even if you've networked for a long time, there's new faces, new ways things happen, and it's unfamiliar. I believe that if we take those new people in and mould them in the right direction, they're going to give more to the rest of the community quicker, and it'll be more powerful. So
yeah,
the inner circle people sort of adopting a newbie and
Business
just being,
buddy.
yeah, just being there for them, guiding them, meeting them maybe at the first breakfast, just introducing them to a few people, and just being that big brother that has an eye out for them, touches in occasionally, does that. And so that's one of the things
and maybe and we haven't quite gone down to full detail of it yet, Jody. It could even be like, hey, after the first breakfast, let's grab a coffee or something. And it's, it's half an hour after that event where you get to know each other, or 15 minutes or whatever it is, and they feel completely welcomed, and, they are worshipping you because you have brought them into the fold, and they're looking at you thinking this kid's awesome, want to hang out. And then, they've got someone they can go to outside of BNet if we're not contactable.
And so everything we want to do with the inner circle is, one, elevate your guys' position inside the community, which will have flow-on effects for you.
I don't know if you've worked it out yet, but we position people like the bomb, Jody. So it's
yeah, you do.
That's our thing.
And support you guys getting positioned better, and support the rest of the community, and lead them through to bigger and better results.
So that's one thing we want to do. We also want to get you guys engaging your lounge a little bit more, so the members lounge, and through that, just simply sharing small wins. And it doesn't have to be a big thing, because you've got to remember, some of the people in this, in the business league, there's a whole variation of different skill levels, experience, and times of years in business. So a small win to you might be a really big win to someone. So, we've put Damien Patworth and Tracy Eaton up before, and we've talked about them, and they've got international things going on, and that's really massive. But to some people, that sounds like, that's great. It might sound a little bit too far-reaching. So it could even be like, I won my first client in New South Wales or something like that. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. Or it could be, I took a day off for the first time in 8 weeks today. So we just really wanted to get our inner circle playing a little bit more and sharing in their wins with inside the lounge.
Yeah, and so the lounge is a bit of an untapped resource. It's a great community builder, and the benefit of it is that it can be really low time but high return. And so it's that liking, sharing things, and even commenting, saying, "Oh, that's awesome," or "Thanks for sharing," or those things just get that engagement going and build rapport with you and whoever you're doing it on, but also send a message that it's okay to share this stuff and lead the direction with more involvement and activity. And so around Bex talked about the winning, the other one's asking for more things. So by people asking for things, it's saying it's okay to ask for something.
Create that space.
Yeah, totally. And it can be far-fetched. It could be about a recipe for a date or something like that, or what? If you're cooking your partner a meal or flash meal or something, getting it. I'm making stuff up here right now, but it could be anything. It could be business, personal. And then the sharing as well. So sharing things that have happened, things that you've learned, whatever it is. But the inner circle taking the lead on that. The next one.
Priority on the welcoming of guests and being our concierge at the events. So do you know much about it? You would have had that happen to you, didn't you, Jody? Were you at the tail end of a concierge? Did someone bring you in? Okay, no. So do you know much about that process for us?
Not really. I know that there's somebody that is a concierge each breakfast, it seems like it, or something like that.
Yeah, so we've won in a lot of clients from that little step that we added in. And it's basically, as soon as someone walks in the door, they're passed on to one of our members, and our members take them to have a coffee, enters them into the room, and then connects them up with another member inside the room or someone familiar, so they can be welcomed into that. So it's a really great touch point for you to get to know the guests straight away, and kind of be seen as that person in the business league that people come and go to. So we really want our inner circle to kind of step up into that. And actually the people on the call last Thursday said, can we have priority on those welcoming concierge positions? So we've said that's part of, part of the inner circle. If you want to do that, then you've got priority on that.
And I think the guests through the business league are a untapped resource, in that we're sort of getting, on a good month, we'll have 40 plus guests. And so the guests, only a percentage of those become members. So if they don't become a member, they may never come back. And so they can be a missed opportunity. But if you're the guest concierge, you get to meet those 20 people, and sort of you can really quickly screen who should I catch up with for a coffee or get to know or connect into my community or reach out to. So they're a bit of a great opportunity for the inner circle to leverage off.
Yeah. And so the last one is just to get involved in quarterly events, Jody. So we're going to hold our first one probably in late January or February, and with just the inner circle. And that's really an opportunity for us to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. Also, Ed and I'll be available if you've got things you want to. Often I know Ed and I get asked, can we pick your brains on this? And so we're giving Honor Circle an opportunity to do that with us and then each other. And we're certainly going to be there to support you guys to grow your business and networking and TBL and using that community a little bit more effectively or to your benefit.
And so they'll take a different formats. The first one's probably going to be a really informal but active networking to build relationships and work out how we can all help each other inside the inner circle first. And if we start off helping each other inside the inner circle and then ripple out into the community, that'll be our plan. But focus inside first and then help others second. And so they're sort of the big movements that we're looking at for the inner circle is creating that community of A players, giving people the opportunity for the welcome concierge, the quarterly events, asking for support in the members lounge, and the Adopt a Newbie program that Beck's going to rename.
I think I might just leave it as Adopt a Newbie.
We don't have to tell the newbies that that's the name of it.
That'll be the
and so that's the nuts of it. We don't want it to be a huge time intensive thing, but we want it to be a valuable thing where you receive more from the community and you give more as well.
Yep. Yeah, I can definitely see how to add value to a lot of things. A lot, for members lounge, all around it's kind of a win-win everywhere by the sound of it.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do, make it a real win-win. Yeah.
So what does Jody have to do from here? Tell us he's in?
Yeah, so the only real actions from here are keep the line of communications open. If you've got any ideas on things that you'd like to see the Business League do, the Inner Circle do, or just ideas you have in general, please share them with us. We're in a redevelopment for 2018 phase at the moment. We're planning that out. The next one, the immediate actions are engagement in the lounge. And if you're interested in getting a newbie, let me know and I'll fire one or two to you. We've had 8 to 10 new members in the last 6 weeks. So there's some good quality guys to get to know in there.
Yeah, I'd be keen for that for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Do you have any questions of us?
Not really. No, the Facebook thing, do you guys moderate at all?
Yeah, we always do. We haven't had to do a lot of moderation.
Is there something on there that you
have to do approve posts or anything, or do you just let people post and then
let people post? If we think it's a bit out of line, we'll touch base with them. But we sort of have a my guidance when people approach me and say, "Can I do this?" I say it's like the Business League Members Lounge is like going for a coffee with someone. If you just turn up at the coffee and talk about yourself for the whole hour, I'll probably never have a coffee with you again. If you ask questions, you share, you engage, and you make it a two-way system, and you're not just always asking for things, I'd love to build a better relationship with you. And that's like that in the moment.
Add value and then occasionally
participate,
ask.
Like all good digital marketing, Jody.
Totally.
Have you seen something, Jody, on the on thing, or you're just interested?
No, I run a group for Fight Like a Pro. We've got all the guys that have done Fight Like a Pro,